Speak a little bit about how to get likes on Instagram. You get your likes, you get your comments and your follows, and that little spike of dopamine feels good. In the Instagram world, a lot of people look at the follower count. However, the engagement on your account is just as important. And when you speak with businesses that you will potentially work with in the future, the engagement on your account is key. We are creating these videos to help educate you on how to leverage and use these social media platforms, even if it is just the fundamentals. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button as well, as that helps this video do well in the YouTube algorithm. One of the biggest problems that I see currently is a lot of people buy fake followers and fake engagement because they understand that these do create leverage. However, if you ever want to build a community that is thriving and engaging, these robots will always screw up your organic reach and will always kill any potential for you to grow organically. Paying for these vanity metrics will hurt you in the long term. How does Instagram make money? Instagram makes money through advertisement. And how does Instagram show advertisement? The longer the Instagram audience is using Instagram and using their phones, the more advertisements they see during their viewing session. It's in Instagram's best interest to show content to the audience that will keep them on the platform for longer. Therefore, if you like cars and you like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, Instagram automatically knows to show you more content that they know you will be interested in. By understanding that fundamental concept, we can kind of work backwards. There's small levels that increasingly get harder and harder with difficulty. So for example, let's say you post a photo. That photo, Instagram will show to 100 of your followers, right? If you hit a certain mark, let's say 10% of those followers engage, then it'll go to 1,000. If 10% of 1,000 engage, then it'll go to 10,000. However, the issue is here that if you have any robots or fake bots, Instagram will think they're real people, yeah. But once it shows the content to these real people, bots can't engage. However, I do understand the urge to go and buy fake followers or fake engagement. If this is you, what you can do now is actually go through your account, see every single person that is following you, and delete or block every single bot that has been added to your account. So take a couple hours of your day today, go through who is following you, and remove anybody that you know is not engaging with you. I always reiterate on the fact that your content needs to be valuable. People's time and attention is a currency, and that you're always creating what your audience wants, not what you want. I'm curious, in the comment section below, what is more valuable to you? Your time or your money? For me, it's definitely my time, but money helps you have more time to spend however you want. So when it comes to the first strategy about how to increase your organic engagement for your Instagram, tip number 1 is to optimize your post. What I mean by optimizing your post is using techniques and small methods to increase the organic reach of your post. Okay, I'm gonna use my own post as an example for you to understand. Let's check out this post. First of all, you can already see that I have a location tag here, so anybody that lives in the Los Angeles area can see my content. A lot of brands and businesses that are based in LA happen to end up being some of our clients. And a lot of our clients find us because we tag our photos and our videos in the Los Angeles area. Businesses that solely use digital advertisement through Facebook or Google would pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get impressions like these. By building your own social media platform, you can organically get these impressions every single day, every single week, all the time for basically free. Your only investment is the initial time and money investment of getting professional and high quality content. Also with Facebook and Google ads, you do get to target very specific demographics. However, imagine that all of these people already knew who you are, liked your brand, and liked the kind of content and business you were in. Invest into your digital real estate now. Inside of every photo or video post that we put onto our Instagrams, we always make sure to have a captivating and engaging caption. Photos themselves and videos themselves can be really engaging and beautiful, but if you write a caption that is engaging and captivates your audience, you can continue and build different kinds of relationships and continue conversations. For me, most of my demographic are business owners and young entrepreneurs that want to learn more about social media and how they can leverage it to build themselves and their businesses. If you understand your niche, then create content for them that will give them value. And ironically, that's why I like to make longer form videos on YouTube about Instagram. So for those that are interested in learning more than just a 3-paragraph caption or a 59-second video, we create all of our videos and put them on YouTube for you to learn and educate yourself on. Going off your caption, tip number 2 is to always have a call to action. An example is, hey, what is your favorite platform when it comes to social media? Comment below which one it is and why you like to use it so much. For me, it's Instagram because there's that contrast of professional content in your feed and also the intimate side in your stories where you can communicate with your audience. However, it's slowly becoming YouTube because video content is king. Speaking of call to actions, please make sure you're subscribed below if you're you're interested in free value about content marketing and ways you can use social media for your business or personal brand. The best example of a call to action would be meme pages that say, share this with a friend who. Since meme pages usually share hilarious and funny content, it's very easy to tag your friends who also will share and enjoy that kind of content. If your content is not in comedy and maybe more educational, really understand what niche you're in and speak directly to that audience. For me, I would write, share this with a fellow business owner or share this with a fellow entrepreneur. Going off the game theory concept, tip number 3 is 1 hour of engagement. Right after you post, set a timer for 30 minutes and 45 minutes and then 55 minutes. Instagram looks at the amount of engagement you get in your first hour after posting your content. The more engagement you get in that first hour, the more Instagram automatically pushes that content organically towards the Explore page or ranking when it comes to hashtags. All the comments you get, make sure you respond to them. In your responses, don't just have a generic response, but actually give value to the person's comment or question. Anytime you have an opportunity to communicate and continue a conversation, figure out and ask yourself, how can I add value to this conversation? How can I add value to this piece of content? And what value can I bring to you? Not only are you hacking the Instagram algorithm, you're also able to engage and build conversations and relationships with your audience. So it's 2 birds with 1 stone. As you slowly build your audience, you should focus on one-on-one conversations. Figure out what questions come up frequently with your audience and make general content that speaks to everyone at once. This is the power of social media. You can create content that is automated to educate and give value to an extensive amount of audience at one time. Tip number 4 also has to do with understanding your audience because it has to do with understanding when is the best time to post. To understand the best times to post on Instagram, you really want to look at your Instagram analytics. I'm gonna put my screen right up here. Basically, at the bottom of your insights, if you click on audience, you can go down to the bottom and see when your followers are most active. On hours, you can see between 12 a.m. and 9 p.m. when your followers are most active. So if I'm looking at Sunday, it looks like my followers are most active around 6 a.m. To around 12 p.m. You want to always post right before that uptick. So I would try to post here around 6 a.m. You can also click on days where you can see on what days your followers and your audience is most active. So for me, it looks like my audience is most active on Fridays and Saturdays, probably because Fridays is when we're starting to post our YouTube videos, so they're starting to sync. Once you begin to build your content and your Instagram profile consistently, you can figure out what times are pretty consistent every single day. For me, I like to post at the beginning of the day so I can focus on other parts of my business, or at the end of the day because I know that's when people are leaving work and are on their phones. Understand human behavior and work backwards from that as well, and incorporate those variables into your decision of when you want to post. Tip number 5 is story consistency. I love stories. They're a way for you to communicate and engage with your audience every single day. This is my strategy when it comes to stories. Unlike your feed posts, Instagram stories are chronological, which means it's not about how engaged you are with certain accounts. It's more so when you post stories. So the more stories you post throughout the day, the more likely someone who is following you but hasn't seen your content in a while will be reminded of your profile and the kind of content you create. By staying engaged with my audience, my content will automatically rank higher in their feeds. This is the main key here. An Instagram tap is counted as a score in the Instagram algorithm. So every time one of your audience member taps on your story, your feed profile, when it comes to your posting of photos and videos, is automatically ranked higher the next time you do post. I'm gonna put a link upstairs that is a video showcasing some of the Instagram story hacks and tips that we like to use for our profiles and our clients' profiles. Also in your story, after you do a feed post, make sure you share it to your story and always have a call to action to your feed post. For example, make sure you check out my recent post about entrepreneurship and how you can leverage social media to drive business to your website. Tip number 6 is to analyze your content. Pick a period, either a certain amount of time or a certain amount of posts. Look through your posts and understand why they did well and why they might not have done so well. Make sure you go through the analytics and look at your likes, comments, shares, and saves and see which ones did better than the others. The ones that did better when it comes to engagement, make sure you make more of that type of content because you know that's the kind of content that gives value to your audience. Engagement on your Instagram is something you should really look at because potential business partners and people that you might work with in the future definitely consider it a variable when understanding your value, especially in the digital space. You get your likes, you get your comments and your follows, and that little spike of dopamine feels good. But what feels even more amazing for me is when I build my business. For example, let's say I make a post that is specifically geared towards business owners, explaining how they can leverage Instagram towards their business. And unlike my other photos that are very, visually appealing, it's not so visually appealing and more informative or educational. I might get 50% less likes, but there will be more people who are interested in what I'm writing about that will engage and see that piece of content. The people that do spend their time and do read through that caption are people that are genuinely interested in how they can leverage Instagram for their own business. These end up being business owners that want to work with Merge in the future. I would rather have 3 potential clients than 1 million likes any day. Use these strategies that I've outlined above to make sure you increase your engagement organically. The cool thing about these strategies is that it will not only increase your engagement on your posts, but you'll also be able to reap all the other benefits as well. If you want to learn more, make sure you click the circle right in the middle of me to subscribe to Merge, as well as watch this series right here of how to use social media to your advantage.